So we can agree to differ, but I still maintain my stand. Do you understand? You have got the point. I've said we have different schools of thought, and it depends on which school of thought you came from, right? So let's, at least the two are not so different from one and another. So breaking down we have already seen this, isn't it? Thank you. This is room 2. Sorry, there's no overhead projector there. Yeah, thank you. So, as I was saying, we have looked at this set. So we choose the most appropriate action verb for our objective. The next is that if we know how to break, this is the process that we have to go through when breaking a goal into objectives. First of all, define or have clear definition of your goal. Make sure it is that kind of thing. Identify milestones. When we say identify milestones, we are saying what are the important events time-wise. What are the important events that we need to know so that we can know what we are doing? So if ours is best cooking oil, how are we going to know we have now achieved our goal? If we are talking of best cooking oil, what milestones will we have? Milestones, important events. Okay? Every 6 months, we are going to conduct performance appraisals to make sure all you have actually been assessed on how you are performing. Every 6 months, we'll try and assess how much cooking oil you are making and how good has it been towards being the best cooking oil. Every 6 months and so on. So you can have 6 months, 1 year, have milestones which must be also time bound. Consider the major steps or phases needed to reach your goal. These milestones represent significant progress towards the goal. Thirdly, create objectives. Sub-goals and the objectives is the same. Break down each milestone into smaller sub-goals. These should be tasks or objectives that can be achieved in a relatively short time, like a week, a month, 6 months. Don't worry about that. List tasks for each objective. List the specific tasks you need to complete. These are the daily or weekly actions you will take, okay? Prioritize your plan. This is the one that really makes it I don't know what I can say. A lot of times we forget how important this one is. There is do you know the matrix on prioritization? Matrix? Okay. I've been using this. Can I take off this? Okay. Matrix prioritization is important urgent. Okay? When something is urgent and important, you rate it high. Mwambesa? When something is not important, not urgent, low. Have you ever heard of that? Then when something is important but not urgent, you put medium priority, but towards importance. But if it is very urgent but not medium, then medium priority, but going towards urgent. So when you look at something, you subject it to this matrix, and you try to find out whether it is important or it's one way of prioritizing. Oh, let me answer this phone, appears to be very important. Hello? Yes. What's happening to your phone? Hello? We use the simpler way of prioritizing using the vote, isn't it? But we can use this one also to prioritize. And then prioritize the tasks based on their impact on achieving the sub-goals or objectives and arrange them logically, create a timeline or schedule to keep track of what needs to be done and when. Track progress. This is important. It's the same as M&E, monitoring and evaluation. Track progress regularly by reviewing and tracking your progress. Celebrate small victories along the way to stay motivated. You remember I said, do you ever celebrate if you achieve something? Yes, it motivates you. And it doesn't just motivate you, it also motivates others who are also aspiring to do the same, right? So this is one way of breaking down goals and objectives. I think the last one here is, the last one, I think it has already been covered. It is, you remember I've said, when you have reached the stage of having objectives, you have to break down into details in form of activities and what? Tasks. Kazi kumveka pamene. Nthawi yatithera koma I will just see if I can just jump to something. I will come back maybe next time if we have time. Let me jump to something else which is also very important. Okay. Yeah, no, I had this. This one, what is the role of activities and tasks in strategic management? Those are the lowest level of our strategic management responsibility, to have activities and tasks. These activities and tasks in strategic management are derived from breaking down the objectives. The activities and tasks help the organization achieve its goals and objectives, which ultimately enable achievement of the vision of the organization. So, examples of active verbs in the present tense. You have seen them. You saw them from the go. It must be smart, isn't it? Here, active verb in the present tense. Identify, conduct, develop, activate, operationalize, and so on and so forth. They are all active verbs which are doing words. They call them doing words. Conduct training for 50 people. Identify students to learn in the university. Develop a strategy to make sure you can achieve best cooking oil. Activate the strategic plan. You know, all those things. Operationalize the whatever. So it will always be like this. These are activities. What is essential about activities? They say activities are derived from set goals and objectives, we have said, to constitute actions that form implementation modalities. You know, without activities, can you implement anything? No. You have to have activities and tasks so that whatever you have been doing from vision, what, can now be converted into action. Examples of activities are designed to achieve specific outputs. Now you know what outputs are, isn't it? Number of frequency of things that you are doing, outcomes, the quality of what you want to get, okay? Then outputs and outcomes from objectives. Each objective and goal should have a plan made up of activities and tasks that detail how it will be achieved. Examples: developing a strategic vision and mission statement, right? Setting goals and objectives, developing activities, tasks, and tactics to achieve those objectives, implementing and executing the activities, tasks using tactics, and evaluating and measuring performance. Activities and tasks are best described with doing words in an active verb in the present tense. So, what we have now, this is what I wanted us. These other areas, I will touch them later. But what I wanted to say is that our discussion aims at us being able to develop something like this. This is not the best example, but it gives us a picture of what we want to do in strategic management. We want to be able to develop a logical framework as a roadmap of the organization. Now you can understand where we are coming from. Vision, mission statement, goals, objectives, and so on. Now here, we're bringing it up so that we can activate it into a form of a plan to put it into action. So we have there a goal, we have an objective, strategic objective, the big one, a strategy for each area. This is just one area. So like here, the strategy was to improve staffing levels of the communications systems and departments. The activities are described as follows: recruit permanent communication staff, develop and assign communication responsibilities to all zonal staff and monitor their implementation. Train staff. You can see, motivate motivate communication staff, you know. So here we have someone identified to be the lead person in each one of those activities. Mukumva, have you ever seen a logical framework? Who have? How many people have seen a logical framework before? A log frame. They call it a log frame. Si mnaone? Mnaona hapo. So this is the simple format. And if you get the simple format, when you get to the complicated ones, no problem. So you have activities, the person, each one who is in charge, then you come up with, we said they must be achievable and we should have milestones and timelines. So here we have time frame, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So it shows that this one must be done by Q1. This one must be done by Q2. This one must be done by Q3. This one must be done by Q4. So you can see, each time we have to identify what kind of resources are required. One, this one, without funds, we can't do it. That's the main resource. This one, we need human resource to develop and assign communication responsibilities. We need human resource. This one, we need funds. This one, we need funds. Then here, we provide cost estimates. These cost estimates, where do they come from? Where do you think the cost estimates come from? From, I heard an answer. From where, mama? Speak up. Assertiveness, ladies. Speak up. You should be like Kamala Harris. Speak up. So you are saying, where do the cost estimates come from? Yes, actually you do research. When you are making your budget, you do research. How much is this going to cost? How much shall we need fuel? Shall we need workshop? Shall we need this? So you get that from experience of the past and you come up with cost estimates for each activity. Then you have to have targets. You remember targets? How are you going to measure when you have a plan? To make sure that that activity has been achieved, you measure it against a target. So here, the first one, 3 staff members must be what? Recruited. The other one, documents must be developed. The third one, 3 staff members must be trained. The last one, awards must be given. Okay? Then you have what we call the results. They are in form of outputs and outcomes. You know, outputs and outcomes, again, I'm just repeating. Outputs mostly is percentage of what you have achieved, the frequency and number of people or activities that have been done. Outcomes will be, in most instances, the quality of what you have been striving to achieve is the outcome. Okay? The last one, have you ever heard of MOVs? Means of verification. How do you know that these things have been done? How do you get the information to show that these things have been done? In the first activity, what you have there is, what does it say? Recruitment report. See, it says recruit. It says recruit permanent communication staff. So there will be a recruitment report. That will tell us what has happened. Wait, are we together? We are. Second one, we have as a activity, develop and assign communication responsibilities to all zonal staff and monitor their implementation. Here, roles and responsibilities will be developed. In fact, in another words, we will have developed job descriptions for those people we have actually recruited. Job descriptions, you understand job descriptions? How do we get to the job descriptions? See, we have broken down the objectives into tasks. So some tasks are very unique, others you combine a few tasks for one person. Like in finance, we can have the same person doing payments and receipts, the other one recording in the ledger, the other one and so on. So if these are done by one person, you develop a job description for that person. He will be compiling the ledger, he will be making payments, he will be making receipts and that kind of thing. So that's the same as roles and responsibilities developed, right? Lastly, last but not least, we said train staff in effective communication skills. So we have reports on training. They will verify that this has actually happened. And lastly is it says what? Motivate communication staff. It will be an HR report in which it will be telling you how the staff have been motivated. Just to digress, what do you think will motivate you? What do you think will motivate staff? Can you tell what motivates staff? You know motivation, to be encouraged, inspired, to take action. What will motivate you? Eh? Hey, money. Sorry. Can I rub this off? Okay. Our Mulawe is helping. Don't you think so? If I had money, I would start a company, Mulawe Cooking Oil. But my money is all gone. Sorry. I would use it. So, motivation. How do you motivate staff? So, my friend says money, bonus, promotion. Yes. Eh? Awards. Yes. What else? Eh? Work environment. Yes, improved work environment. I think we are getting where we want to be. What else? If I tell you, maybe some of you have written very good in your exam. Very good or excellent, outstanding. Is that motivation? Huh? It is, isn't it? You feel elated to say, hey, even a pat on the back. Aha. Benefits it. So these things, they look far-fetched, but they are very important for motivation. We did study what motivates people, we found that in most instances, this is short-lived. What do I mean by short-lived? If they give you increase in salary today, within 1 month, that salary doesn't become enough. You still want more. 8. Promotion is very, very strong. You know promotion? Once you promote somebody, strong. Once you promote somebody, he's so encouraged to the extent that he wants to work harder. So it's a very good form of motivation. Awards, these are good because you celebrate, and any celebration has very positive impact on outlook on the individual. Work environment, yes, if the environment is good. You know, when you come from home and you go to work, there are two things that you think. If at home the environment is poor, you rush to the office because the environment is good. At home, even if you have tobwa, it's just by chance. Otherwise, you start off with nothing. At the office, you drink tea. You know, that kind of work environment. Also, what about a pat in the back? What do you mean by a pat on the back? A pat on the back. Just like, oh, Ajmwen, this is excellent. How does it feel? In the exam, you did very well. You see what I mean? A pat on the back. It motivates a person. You know, motivation is psychological. So a pat on the back is important as a motivation because even the manager, if he uses it, people tend to like that kind of manager. But a toxic manager, you know a toxic manager? A toxic manager is the one who every time he's looking for faults with people. Even when you have worked so hard and the results are good, he doesn't want to ascribe it to you. He will always find someone else who is responsible for your good work. You see, you can't have toxic managers. So, motivation. Also, benefits. Yes, benefits. People tend to stay in the job because of it's also strong. People stay in the job because of benefits. You know, when I joined the MSH, they paid a small amount of money for the school fees of my children. Before I could even think of leaving, I said, school fees. One of them was in South Africa. How am I going to pay school fees for these people? So I stuck until all the children had gone through school. Then I said I can retire. You understand? I struggled. I really struggled. Even though they themselves, they take it for granted, but Irovo. That's what they do in Irovo. Yes, one time Irovo wanted to hire me as their personnel manager. Instead, anapita bwana wanga komana kamtamaliza antu. Ma strike. Ukawacha nyumba yache. Oh, I didn't want to go to Irovo, but I used to work a lot with Irovo and the library. So I don't want to go beyond this. Any questions? You have any questions? You don't have any questions? Today I expected a lot of questions. Why are they not coming? Why are the questions not coming? Sure. So, what I am hoping, I've not been told. Next, if we have a class next week, if we have a class, maybe it will be the last one. The other one you start preparing for your exams. But I haven't been told yet. There we will finalize, I think, our discussions. I've skipped some things, but there are certain things which I thought I should not skip. I'm going to share you all the slides, including this one. Okay?